Welcome to Friday Morning Dharma on February 20th. Um, we are, as most of you know, going through a discussion of the Four Noble Truths. And we are smack dab in the middle of the second of the Four Noble Truths. You should attain cessation. Excuse me, cessations, plural. You should attain cessations, as in you should attain cessation from suffering. Um, as we've been discussing, the lots and lots of different what we call delusions, confused states of mind, oftentimes painful states of mind, which rob us of our inner peace. There are three what are called root delusions. Um, Anger, also known as aversion, kind of more traditionally presented as aversion, which I think is good because anger we typically associate with like really angry and maybe even enraged. Aversion kind of covers a broader spectrum, I think. Aversion can be just, I just don't like this. I'm averse to this. I'm not necessarily enraged, but I don't like it. Um, so that is one of the three root delusions. The one that we touched on real briefly in Monday's class is attachment, desirous attachment, thinking that something external to us has the power to make us happy. Like we empower people, places, situations, inanimate objects, and kind of make them so we think, so our deluded minds think this is a happiness producing object. This object is imparting happiness to me. And we completely become oblivious to the fact that it's our mind, like happiness, suffering, these are states of mind. So the causes must come from within the mind, not external phenomena. And then the third root delusion, which we'll talk about on Monday and Friday, the root delusion of ignorance. So there is good news about the delusions, is there things that we can do about it, about these delusions, and they are called applying applying the opponents to aversion, attachment, ignorance. The opponent, like they oppose these states of mind. The opponent to anger slash aversion is patient acceptance. The opponent to desirous attachment is wisdom realizing impermanence. Wisdom realizing impermanence. Um, and that's all I'm going to say. We're going to meditate on wisdom realizing impermanence. And so kind of always better for us to have an experiential relationship with these things, not just sort of like an intellectual understanding of them. Both are important, but ultimately it's an experience that will really change our minds and change our worlds, the world that we occupy. So, without further ado, why don't we go ahead and settle into a comfortable meditation posture? Please take care to ensure that your spine is straight and relaxed. A straight spine facilitates unrestricted flow of our internal energy winds, sometimes called prana, sometimes called chi. Our mouth is closed, our jaw is relaxed. And if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and softly close your eyes. You may find it beneficial to bring to mind the image of a mountain The mountain is balanced, grounded, and stable, silently observing with ancient wisdom awareness. Settle and rest. Please bring your awareness to the crown of your head, to your scalp in particular. And I'd like you to allow at once all of the tiny muscles and nerves that support your scalp to become loose and completely relaxed. Please allow the tiny muscles and nerves across your forehead, the tiny muscles that support your eyebrows, and all of the muscles in your face to become soft and completely relaxed. Your facial muscles become so soft and relaxed that it might feel as though the pores of your skin are opening up now. Your mind starts to relax as your body is starting to relax. And for the remainder of our meditation, I would invite you to bring your awareness not only to the sound of the words that you hear, but also to the silent gaps in between the words and in between the sentences. Please allow the tiny muscles that support your jaw to become soft and relaxed. Just allow any tension that you might be carrying in your jaw to release, to dissipate completely, to dissolve into empty space, to dissolve into space like emptiness. Your jaw may start to feel a bit heavier now, and it takes a gentle and deliberate effort to keep your jaw from dropping open. Please allow the muscles in your neck and your throat to become soft and relaxed, as well as the muscles in your shoulders, arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers, all the way to your fingertips. And your hands now might feel a bit warmer and heavier as they rest in your lap. And your mind relaxes as your body relaxes. And continue to be aware of the silent gaps. The muscles in your chest become soft and relaxed. The muscles in your abdomen become soft and relaxed, as well as all of the muscles in your back, all of the muscles that support your shoulder blades and your spine. Allow these muscle sets to settle and to rest, to become soft and relaxed. As you drop deeper and deeper on down, and let yourself go. The muscles in your hips and your pelvic area become soft and relaxed, as well as the muscles in your legs, knees, calves, ankles, feet, and toes. One by one, these muscle sets become completely soft and completely relaxed. Your body is a mountain with consciousness now, balanced, grounded, stable, with ancient wisdom awareness. Your mind relaxes completely now as your body is completely relaxed. And let yourself go. Moment by moment, phenomena are undergoing change. It's not that things change or that things will change. It's that things are in the process of changing moment by moment by moment. The people sitting in meditation right now are not the same as the people who sat down a few moments ago. The person beginning this sentence is not the same as the person who is completing this sentence. Wisdom realizing impermanence is an extremely powerful method for overcoming the painful and sometimes harmful mind of desirous attachment. That's because if you recognize that the object of your attachment is in the process of changing, dissolving, and disappearing, then that necessarily means that the basis for the mind of attachment is also changing, dissolving, and disappearing. Please know this fact about wisdom realizing impermanence. If you perfect your practice of wisdom realizing impermanence, you will never suffer again in this lifetime. A monk once made the following statement. He said, "In my 20 years of wearing the robes of an ordained monk, I have learned this one fact. All that arises ceases. This I know." So I'd like you now to please just rest with these words and the meaning behind the words. All that arises ceases. All that arises ceases. And just rest with this truth. If you'd like, if you'd like, please feel free to conjoin your silent recitation of the mantra, all that arises ceases, with meditation on the inner body. This can be a powerful way for you to deepen your experience of the truth of these words. All that arises ceases. Thoroughly examine mundane things or things of the world. If you do, you will see that none of them persist. None of them are capable of permanence. And in that sense, they are like dreams and magical illusions. Dreams and magical illusions are meaningless. Therefore, generate renunciation and abandon mundane concerns. Now, please redirect your awareness. Become aware again of your physical body and allow your breathing to become less shallow. Taking deeper and deeper breaths, become aware again of the garments of clothing resting on the surface of your body. Become aware again of your surroundings inside the room that you're occupying. Deeper and deeper breaths, becoming aware again of the world that exists outside of the room that you're occupying. We dedicate all of the merit, all of the positive energy from this morning's meditation to world peace. May all beings without exception be completely free from all forms of emotional and physical suffering. May all beings without exception soon come to enjoy inner and outer peace. May they be happy, peaceful, and contented. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome back. So I inserted a line from my favorite text from the Ganges Mahamudra: thoroughly examine mundane things or things of the world. If you do, you will see that none of them persist. None of them are capable of permanence. And in that sense, they are like dreams and magical illusions. Dreams and magical illusions are meaningless. Therefore, generate renunciation and abandon mundane concerns. Those are the words of Tilopa, a 12th century meditation master who composed the Ganges Mahamudra. That's the name of the text. Anyways, um, those of you who have been participating in the Monday and Friday classes know that every time we do this meditation, I always make the qualifier about that line, all that arises ceases. We could almost take that as a mantra, really. All that arises ceases. Important to recognize that the meaning behind that is not saying that all that arises ceases to exist, right? That's not what's being said or implied. What's being said is that all that arises ceases being what it was previously in the previous moment. Big difference there. So, but that's kind of too wordy. All that arises ceases being what it was before. We kind of glaze over it. Okay. Anyways. So, we've got just 5 minutes before we break. So, I'll just kind of offer a little bit of a lead into the third delusion, the root delusion of ignorance, and the antidote to ignorance. And it also happens to be the antidote to the minds of desires, attachment, and aversion, wisdom, wisdom. And at some point, we'll talk about, well, what a minute ago, you talked about opponents, and now you're talking about antidote. Kind of subtle and important distinction there. But just know that when I say antidote, when Buddha says antidote, he's talking about that which completely eliminates all delusions, wisdom. And, and by the way, these teachings on wisdom come from the Heart Sutra. Some of us may have heard of the Heart Sutra. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form, form also is not other than emptiness. These are the 4 lines of the Heart Sutra, kind of the 4 root lines of the Heart Sutra. There's a lot more to the Heart Sutra. Maybe someday we can go through the whole thing, but it's impossible, I think. I think it's impossible for us to overstate the gift that we have to be exposed to these teachings on the Heart Sutra. It really, really is just remarkable, remarkable good fortune. Lots of people, maybe the majority of the people, live their entire lives not even knowing that the Heart Sutra is a thing, much less hearing the words of the Heart Sutra, much less receiving instruction on what the Heart Sutra means. It's, to my way of thinking, it's the gift of a lifetime, just extraordinarily good fortune, because these teachings are the DNA in us understanding or being able to come to understand how the world around us truly exists. Yeah. And if we can come to understand, not just academically, not just intellectually, but if we can come to experience the way in which the world really exists around us, then all of our problems are over. We understand this world that we're inhabiting, and we understand everything in it. We understand its true fundamental essence. And when we have that understanding, that wisdom-based understanding, then there is no basis for us to experience problems. Yeah, that's why it's referred to as an antidote. Wisdom Wisdom realizing emptiness is the full expression. Wisdom realizing emptiness. Last thing I'm going to say before we close, I've just got 1 minute. I was always blown away by how time flies. Teachings on emptiness are really kind of a favorite of the brain of a lot of brainiacs out there. Like the brainiacs come to Buddhist teachings in general and teachings on emptiness in particular, because it's like great intellectual gymnastics and cool. I've never heard anything like this. It's blowing my mind. Give me more. I'm having a great dopamine hit here, you know. My appeal to us is to take in these teachings on wisdom realizing emptiness at a heart level, with maybe an intention of, if I can actualize these wisdom teachings, the Heart Sutra, then I can become a better person. And if I become a better person, then those around me will benefit. Yeah, everyone will benefit if I can distance myself more and more from these delusions via wisdom, as well as patient acceptance, as well as wisdom realizing impermanence. So, but guess what I'm just trying to say is, please make this about personal growth, about heart teachings. There's a reason it's called the Heart Sutra. Yeah. So 9 o'clock, we will get into the Heart Sutra on Monday. Medicine Buddha meditation tomorrow, 8:30 to 9:15. I hope you both via Zoom and in person. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste, indeed.
Thank you, Joe.
You're most welcome, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.